Hey, what's up? Welcome back to the Wong Mindset. So today we're going to be taking a look at how to panic a little less. So I'll leave a link to this one in the description, but that's interesting to me. These days it's crazy times, right? It's crazy, and people are stressed. There's a lot going on. So I wonder, there's cases that can come up. People can panic. People are caught up in different situations. So let's see how we can panic a little less.
We are, when we have the courage to know it, staggeringly unimportant in the larger scheme. On a cosmic scale, nothing we will ever do or fail to do has the slightest significance. We are a negligible instance inhabiting a random, unremarkable backwater of the universe, basking for an instant or two in the light of a dying star. But it is also centrally redemptive, for it frees us from the squeals of our own frightened egos. States of this sort of higher consciousness are generally desperately short-lived, but we should make the most of them when they arise and harvest their insights for the panicky periods when we require them most.
Okay, so that is one perspective, to see how everything we do is so insignificant. But, the problem with that is I don't like that, because that just, then it doesn't matter. What does matter? Okay, nothing matters then. Yeah, it helps you to not panic because you feel like, hey, nothing matters anyway. But then also for those little wins that you should have, things that do matter, in life, you might just look at everything like that. So it's there has to be a balance of that, right? You understand that, in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter, right? And then emotionally you can move on. So I like to look at stuff where, you see something come up, and instead of panicking, you kind of try to understand, learn what is going on and what are the next steps, right? What happened and then what's the next steps? Usually, I don't panic. You kind of know what's going on, and then you know what to do next. And then that calms me down and everybody around me down. So I think that's an easier way to, like, okay, not that your issues are insignificant. I don't mean anything. Just chill. Just, dude, what is the problem? And then what's the resolution? Next steps. Let's move on. And how do we prevent this in the future?
But we can imagine our funeral, the things people might say or feel they have to say. We can imagine people crying, our will being enacted. Then we can imagine being gradually forgotten, becoming a strange figure in a family photo. Soon enough, we'll diminish into uncertainty. Oh, one of my great-grandparents was a lawyer, I think maybe, someone will say.
Okay, this is where understanding our significance might, be a good thing. So if you understand, hey, it doesn't matter. In the grand scheme of things, everybody lives, everybody dies, and we'll be gone. And after like a generation, no one cares. So you got to understand that happens. And for me, instead of thinking about, being too dark about it, try to just look at, while you're here, how do you make the most of it? And when you're eventually gone, it's going to be just fine. You did everything that you thought you needed to do, and experience the stuff that you want to experience, and then also take care of the stuff that you need to take care of for your family, for your future. If you did everything, you set up everything, and then when you're gone, it's okay. You don't need to get all wrapped up into these things where, you're worried about death too much.
Moments of love, forgiveness, and creativity. With the tragedies of existence firmly in mind, we can learn how to draw the full value from what is good, whenever, wherever, and in whatever doses it arises.
I think he does that a lot. I mean, I know, there's a lot of sadness, craziness, things happen, and life is, maybe it's not perfect. But dude, you could find your happiness. You could find that painless side. It doesn't have to be like this. You could find things where, what do you want? And then find ways to get it. If it's the relationship, if it's the money, if it's the family, if it's the future, if it's the relationships, all that stuff you can work on and get to a really good level and be really happy. It's possible. And I think, I want to say happens a lot. Not like, sometimes he's saying like it's just, it's all sadness. No one's going to be able to find it. But definitely focus on the little wins, the little things, the good things, and keep working on it. And then I know in life, at the end, you don't know, right? You might be alone, stuff happens, and then you got to make the most of it. So even at that age, I think you could find things that make you happy, and think about those things. So maybe I'm optimistic because I'm always thinking on that side. I'm not the side where it's going to be super sad and it's going to be like I'm going to be alone and no one's going to love me and it's going to be crappy. No, I always think of the good side. Man, there's plenty of good stuff. And if it's not good, for me personally, y'all make it good. Think of something. Shoot, make it happen.
To meditate on the unimportance of our own end strangely does not make it more frightening. The more absurd our death, the more vivid our appreciation of being alive. Our conscious existence is unveiled not as the inevitable state of things, but as a strange, precious moment of grace. We may be amazed to be here at all, and no longer quite so sad about the time when we no longer will be.
So this is one perspective that can help. A grand scheme of things, we don't matter. We're living our life. Who cares? We're going to be gone, and that's it, right? It might seem sad, and this perspective, I think, can help a lot of people. Yeah, it doesn't matter. None of this matters. Don't panic. But for me, I think that you need to just be self-aware. Look around. Okay, what's going on? And then what can you do about it, right? If it's not where you want it to be, what can you do about it? And then work towards that, right? Baby steps. Find steps to hit the point where you are happy, where you get what you want and have everything that you want and live the life that you want and surround yourself with everything that you actually want in life. So I think this stuff that you can actually work on, but that perspective maybe will calm you down so you don't panic. I get it. All right, so let me know what you think about this one. If this one you agree, like this is what it's about. That's how you stop panicking, or you have some other ideas. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.